Some good news for Social Security, including retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, spousal, SSI, and VA benefits. Some new information that was recently released is translating into higher benefit checks and more money for all the millions upon millions of beneficiaries I just mentioned a few seconds ago. Sounds pretty good to me. Let's talk through the details. All right, now just the other day, we got some very important economic data that directly pertains to you and your monthly benefit checks, and this data came in a bit higher than we were anticipating. Therefore, when it comes down to raises to your benefits, that's actually a pretty good thing. So I want to share with you the details of this data that was released, why I'm watching it so closely, and how we want to continue watching the trend and the trajectory of this data, because in just a handful of months here, we're going to be getting the official data on how much of a raise we're going to be getting. Now, here's the thing as well. As of recently, we're still very early on in the year right now as I film this video, 2025, but some new policies that have been enacted are likely going to be pushing these numbers significantly higher as well. Well, that being said, we could be piling on even more of a raise for beneficiaries, but more on that in just a second, okay? All right, now first off, you see that phone number there on your screen? That is for all of us who are on Medicare, which, by the way, how many of us are on Medicare? Yeah, a lot of us, right? Nearly 70 million people across the country are enrolled in Medicare. So if you have questions about Medicare Supplement Plans, Medicare Advantage Plans, which, by the way, quick side note, right now we are still within the open enrollment period for Medicare Advantage. That door is going to be closing soon, in a matter of weeks here. If you want to change your Medicare Advantage plan, you probably want to do that now, and you can do that by calling that phone number there on your screen. Otherwise, Medicare Part D, the initial enrollment into Medicare, again, Medicare Supplement Plans, that phone number connects you with a dedicated Medicare team. My guys over at Chapter Medicare, I partnered with them after going through the process of helping my parents enroll in Medicare and get a supplement. It was an absolute nightmare. I don't want any of you here in this community to go through what I did with my parents. It was not a fun time, and I guarantee you, I don't know if they realize this, I don't really want to tell them, but they're on the wrong plan. They're on the wrong supplement plan. I feel terrible about it. We did not have an awesome partner like Chapter at the time when I was helping my parents with this a handful of months ago, but that's why I partnered with them, because this is a real situation. It is so massively confusing. Are you confused about Medicare? Yeah, exactly. There's so many options out there for plans, which, by the way, there's over 24,000 plans that are available across the country. Again, when you call that phone number there, they will look through your situation 100% for free, and they will look through the thousands of plans that are out there, find the best plans in your local area at the best price with the best coverages, finding you the networks you want to be part of, the doctors you want to see, the prescription plans you need or don't need or coverages, as well as your personal preferences and everything else, which, by the way, 90% of seniors are on the wrong plan. Please don't be part of that statistic. My guys over there at Chapter Medicare will help you get this taken care of. Again, free consult, free to connect with them with that phone number there on your screen, and they will do all the dirty work. They'll do all the legwork. They'll do all the grunt work. You don't need to do anything, and they'll present to you, and it's your option. You can move forward with something or not, and again, it's 100% free for them to do that, which, by the way, sweet thing here as well, they save the average senior $1,100 that they work with. Now that's real money. I mean, seriously, how many of us need an extra $1,100 right now in savings? Exactly. Every single one of us, right? Anyway, phone number there on your screen. Give them a call. You'll be very happy you did. By the way, those of you that have been reaching out down below in the comment section on previous videos, sharing your experiences and how much money you're saving and the new plans you're getting, super awesome. I love that. It is very, very encouraging to see. Thank you for sharing. Keep those comments rolling in. All right, anyway, phone number there on your screen. Otherwise, down below in the description at the top of the comment section, there is the phone number and a link to their website as well if you want to check that out. Otherwise, yeah, you'll be super happy you did. All right, so let's talk about this report that came out. What is it? The inflation report. Why is that such a big deal? The inflation report directly pertains to our benefits in two separate ways. Number one, it shows how much our purchasing power is depleting. In other words, the money that we get in our monthly benefit checks, how much does $1 go these days? Well, we know for a fact that $1 today does not go nearly as far as $1 went 5, 10, 15 years ago, right? That's called the depletion of purchasing power, otherwise known as inflation, depleting our money, okay? But anyway, We also look at this data because it translates into how much we're going to be getting as a COLA raise later on, right? So that data is collected over the summer. Now, obviously, here we are still very early on in 2025 as I film this video, but in the summer months, July, August, and September, they will harvest the data from the CPIW, Consumer Price Index for Urban Wage Earners and Clerical Workers. That's the specific inflation data that they use to determine how much of a raise you're going to be getting in the following year. Now, realistically, this year for 2025, we got a whopping 2.5%. Whoa! What are you doing with that extra $5 a month? Obviously, I'm being sarcastic right now, right? It's not much. It translated into virtually nothing. However, let me share with you the data that just came out the other day. The CPIW came in at 3%. However, here is the big thing that I want to point out. Okay, now by the way, I'm not suggesting a 3% COLA. That's not what I'm saying here. However, what I do want to look at is the month over month on the CPI data. It came in, by the way, CPIW is the specific one that I'm looking at. That came in 0.7% higher on a month over month basis. That's pretty hot. That's hot. Nearly, what my point is over the course of just 1 month, inflation as it's indexed by the CPIW increased by 0.7%. That's nearly 0.75%. That's a pretty big monthly increase. Now, we also recognize some of the policies. Now, we're still kind of in limbo right now when it comes down to these tariffs that are out there. But if the tariffs do come in and we see retaliatory tariffs as well, we're likely going to see higher prices, higher inflation, and plus some of the other potential actions that are happening as well could potentially lead to higher inflation. My point is, considering we are still very early on in the year right now, mid-February right now as I'm filming this video, to be fair with you. But considering we're still so early on, we've got a lot of runway ahead of us. The point is, if we continue to see this inflation data moving higher by, say, 0.7%, 0.8%, 1% on a month-over-month basis, we could be looking at a pretty substantial COLA again, especially with the new policies and what's happening. Now, I want to preface this by saying, no promises. I have no idea what the COLA is going to be for next year, 2026. That's a long time from now, and we don't want to wish that time away. Time is so precious, we don't want to waste that away. But what I do want to say is that based on the trajectory, based on how much inflation went up again in this report here, it's looking like if this continues at this same pace, we could potentially see a pretty healthy COLA. Is it going to be 8.7% like what we saw a few years ago? I don't think so. Is it going to be 5.9% like we saw a couple years ago? That might be pushing it. But is it going to be better than the 2.5%? If we continue at the same trajectory we're at now, yeah, for sure it's going to be, right? So that's why we're going to continue watching this. And I know, you might think, I hate the COLA. Don't talk about the COLA. It's worthless. I kind of agree with you. It kind of is. It's kind of frustrating. I'm totally right there with you. But it also is very helpful because think of this. In the last 4 years, do you realize we got more than 20% of a raise in our benefits as a result of the COLA? I know it doesn't sound like it. Like, no way, we didn't get 20%. We did. Run the math on it. 2.5%, 3.2%, 8.7%, 5.9%, and 1.3%. That's what we got in the last 5 years here. If you add it all up, it's over 20%. I know it doesn't feel like it, but it's true, okay? Anyway, let's just keep an eye on all this because here's the thing. Whether we, whatever we do, no matter what, time will continue to move on and we will continue to see all this happening and it's going to transpire right in front of us. This is just as a result of what we've done so far this year in 2025. It's going to be interesting to watch this. Anyway, in my opinion, this is kind of good. It could lead toward higher benefits for beneficiaries. It will lead to higher benefits to beneficiaries. The big question is how much, I guess I should say. I shouldn't say it may. No, it will. How much is the big question? Are we going to get big, big, big? Are we going to get medium? Or are we going to get teeny tiny? We don't know yet, but based on the trajectory and how it's looking right now, it's looking at least like a pretty medium increase to our benefits right now. That could change rapidly, but we'll see, okay? Anyway, I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can. It is my dedication to be here for you every single day, have been for years, and I will not deviate from that, I promise you. Anyway, again, you still see that phone number there on your screen. Give them a call. You'll be super happy you did. And if you don't like what they have to offer, you don't have to do anything. It's 100% for free. That's the cool thing about it. I love free. Free is my favorite price. And free is like my jam in life. Free and heavily discounted. I love it. Anyway, they will look through all the plans for you. They'll find you the best ones, and it's ultimately up to you to decide if you're in the initial enrollment phase for Medicare, if you're a Medicare Advantage beneficiary and you want to change your plan. Act now. Time is ticking away, and you only have a few weeks to go here until that open enrollment is ending. Otherwise, Medicare Part D, Medicare Supplements, anything like that, they've got it all, and they will help you out. Massive savings for a lot of you here in the community. I've been loving to read those comments down below. Thank you. That is so awesome. And they'll do some good work for you. Again, 100% free to connect with them. Phone number there on your screen. Otherwise, let me ask a huge favor of you. Who do you know? Think of 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 people. Think of those people and share this video with them. There's a share button right down below. Go ahead and share this with them. It's 100% free. Thank you. I truly appreciate it. You will be the hero to those people that you share this with. Your friends, your family members, your siblings, your neighbors, your acquaintances. Otherwise, do this. Take a quick screenshot of the video and then send the screenshot via text message over to your friends, family, social media, siblings, things like that, and say, here, check this video out. Here's the title. You got the phone number there on your screen. I know you're enrolling in Medicare. I know you're looking for a new plan, whatever it happens to be. They'll help them out as well. Thank you. Otherwise, please subscribe to the channel as well. 100% free to do so. Big subscribe button down below. Otherwise, check out the other thousands of videos here on the channel in the video library. And the video's popping up now. Otherwise, thank you so much for allowing me to advocate and represent for you. Thank you for trusting me and the content and these videos and everything I'm serving to every single day in these videos. Truly means the world to me. Thank you so much for being part of it. Otherwise, have a nice day, and I really hope I can see you again soon.